La la. Oh, God blimey. What's going on here? Here. Hold up. We're in the pub. For all those you know, that means here up. We're in the pub, lad. Right? See? All the ullions. Don't forget, people. Never forget. Which I'm doing a test run at the moment. I'm just seeing if this other channel works, right? We've got a few minutes before we actually kick off. But I want to see if this channel comes up live. Because I've got a funny feeling it is going to be live. And it is. So I'm going to hit that one down there. For anyone out there, if you're confused because we got the two channels live at the same time, I am suggesting to any of them people that are watching this, 2.46 people, don't forget to subscribe to the other channel, right? It's really important. So the other channel, here we go. I'm now going to show everyone what it is, I think. Hang on. There we go, live on that one. The other channel is this one, copy, right? So I know it seems strange to people, but this is the, if you like, is the independent backup channel. Now the channel that I'm putting the details in now is the EP70 channel. It's important for them people to understand that they need to register with the other channel on YouTube as well, right? So we've got backup channels on here. But most importantly, and I'm about to show you exactly what I mean, view live stream. Let's see if we come up on here yet. And we are. There's two people watching on Rumble. All right, let's knock the sound off of that. So here is the Rumble details. And I'm going to put that out there. Why is the Rumble stuff important now? Because they've started saving and allowing the saving of what it is we've got on this show, right? So now it stays up there because I can click a button and the video stays up there. So Rumble, in effect, will in effect be taking down YouTube, right? And then we've also got the webinar in the background. Let me tell you something. It's belt and braces. But if people, and then I am sure, let's go back and make sure everyone's got this. So you need to swap between the channels and make sure that you're registered on both, right? And there is the link to Rumble, right? I know it's difficult for you, but we ain't started the show yet. Make sure you're registered on all of it because that's the way you will not lose contact. And then Ray, our supermod, will send out to you the Linktree stuff, and all these channels will be on Linktree, right? So don't forget, tomorrow I've got after this show, I'm going to configure this very special phone, and hopefully I'll press a button and it will go live on both YouTube channels. It will go live to Rumble. It will go live everywhere. And then people in the US can see it on Rumble as well. So the bigger turnout that we have, thank you, Joe Benson. I've just seen that comment there on the English Patriot channel. I can see that there's 18 watching on that. I'm not worried about the numbers on, because the EP English Patriot 70 channel has been down for a long time because YouTube took it down. It was being attacked in a lot of ways. So, again, there's the Rumble. I want you to remember a few things. Again, I've put in the details there. We will be standing for liberty and freedom of England, 12 noon, 12:30. Between them times, we're meeting up to 1 o'clock. It kicks off at 1 o'clock. I'm just asking people to start getting to this area, especially with your English flags. The Arch at Hyde Park by the Bomber Command War Memorial, opposite Green Park. Need at least 10 people to help with banners. I know there's a lot more than that coming. I believe there is anyway. Right, so just to let you know, there's a big box of these over there. There's a box of 100 of these cards. Right, now these cards are $5 each on a website. It helps to promote the website and helps the website and tells you that and it's got on the front here. I'll show you what it says. I think everyone can see that if I can get the bar out of the way. Yeah, there's the Bill of Rights. The Constitution is the solution. The English flag. I want my country back. And obviously the regal sign there. But even as a republic, we would keep that. My constitutional statutory rights are not affected by the regulations brought under the Public Health Control of Diseases Act 1984 or the Coronavirus Act of 2020, right? By order of the Bill of Rights 1688-89, and it's then got the link to the site takebackcontrol.vote. So for the first 100 people that come up and see us, there's 100 cards there that are going to be given away. So that helps anyone who comes there who says, listen, I want one of them cards. I've seen them cards, blah, blah, blah. It's a wallet card. They can show people, and then we start getting the message out to people. The first 100 will be given away free. After that, we'll have no more with us because we can't carry anymore. And obviously, it's funding for the channel. So you can buy them online at www.takebackcontrol.vote. Now, there's some other bits and pieces we're going to go through in a minute, and I will be going through it. You will be able to spot me because I will be wearing this T-shirt. You should also be able to see 2 other people wearing these T-shirts, hopefully, if they get there. We'll be flying a St George's Cross with a Trump flag as a rally point. Well done. English Patriot 276. Right, so now I'm going to switch off that channel. I'm not going to switch it off, but I won't be watching it because I won't be able to see everything you're saying. So now I've gone over to the other channel. Yeah, so again, still on YouTube. All I'm doing is explaining this. This is not the live show at the moment. I'm just explaining to you what I'm doing. I've ordered mine. Well done. There it is there. Rachel Serena Jones. Here up. From Stoke-on-Trent. Up. That's what I like to hear. Up. Jackie Dowling. DD. Can I buy one tomorrow? First 100 people. There's only going to be that there tomorrow. There's going to be 100 of them cards. The first 100 people get it free. If I take some in my pocket as spare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is all I've got there. I'll probably sell them ones, but only to help with the expenses for getting up there and doing other bits and pieces. I'm going to be picking up someone in Hertfordshire tomorrow. We will be coming into London. We will be bringing the Magna Carta banners and the English banners and the Coronation Oath Acts, etc. And we will be standing there. I will give a little bit of a thing. We'll also... sorry, DD, I meant a T-shirt. The T-shirts are on sale for online, right? So these T-shirts that are going to be this T-shirt, I'm not going to be able to bring them up there, and I haven't got a peddler's license up there, so I won't be able to start knocking stuff out as such. Sorry, Graham, I meant your T-shirt. Essex flag reporting for duty. Well done, Mr. Pierce. Let's have a look here. I've sold the wife, so I can buy a card. Oh, so 1959. Thanks very much for that. Danny Clark, how you doing out there? So again, what I'm going to do now is put this in, and I'm going to show a few people before the pub actually starts. Now, what people may or may not know, that I've signed up early. I think I was one of the first 100 people to sign up to Rumble Live, right? And we've got a package that allows us to keep our channel up there. but they hadn't configured it and coded it to make sure it all works, right? So there's some other bits that they got to do. What should happen tomorrow is I'll go live on this phone. This is a separate phone from my normal phone. This one, hopefully, people won't be ringing me on that number. There's only 2 people who know that number or 3 people who know that number. Hopefully I don't get any calls on it. And calls will come through to my normal iPhone, right? So my normal iPhone I'll have on me for normal comms. That one's going to be doing, hopefully, a fantastic job of doing some live feeding. And we're also going to have the main cameras up there and doing some interviews of people and talking about separate things, etc. So I want everyone to absolutely know that. Sent you very good book on health to your email address. Thank you very much for that, Mick. Peter Finn. Oi, oi. So there it is. What you're seeing there. Now, just to show you what this is, so everyone gets this out and goes out there. Hopefully, you're going to be able to see this on the screen. I have cut the sound down on this, so there's 45 people watching on here as well. What people don't realise is where it says 51 watching or 41 watching or how many people are watching, it's also kept there. But now this is a separate platform that is very similar in its setup to YouTube, but without the nastiness of YouTube and what they're doing. So when we start talking about England, loving England, getting a message out there about the British being a problem, etc., we shouldn't be targeted in the way that we are. But we will be targeted because you still have the other search engines that are bad and no good. So let me just show you what it looks like so you all know. I'm not even sure if it's up on the screen. Yeah, it is. So what you're now seeing is a video of me on YouTube, but on Rumble. So the Rumble channel is completely. Let me just get that out of the way so you don't get so confused. I wonder if I can push that up there again now. Well, you should be able to see that on your screen, and it's now going into strange mode because it's going back and back and back and back and back and back and back. Right, so what I'm going to do now is take that off the screen, take that off the screen, take that off the screen, put that back on the screen. Well, I will do in about 2 seconds. Hang on a minute. Let's put that on the screen. Let's put that on the screen. Let's put that on the screen. And hopefully you're now seeing me back again and you didn't get any major echo or any nastiness in the background with that. But it's just shown you what's there. So where are you, people? Well, let me just let you know where I am. So I'm going to go back to my normal screen again now. Hopefully you should all see me in the pub. Don't forget to like this. Don't forget to share it. It is really important to subscribe to the channel. So whatever channel that you're on now, whether it's Rumble, whether it's the 2 YouTube channels that are currently live at the same time, subscribe to both of them, right? So one of them's a backup channel, one is this channel. I'm not going to be using the EP English Patriot 70 channel for a while. All I'm doing was testing to see if they've allowed it to come back live. And when I looked on the software, it said it's allowed to be live. So it's obviously been taken off its ban. But I need to be careful with that channel and see how long it's got to last. And I don't think it's got that long to last. Let's have a look. What do you want to look at the mugs for? I want a real owl. You want a real owl? Well, funny you should say that. Because I have got in front of me some owl, son. So I thought, because we're going out tonight, I'd have a little bit of a pint. I won't strong it, people, right? But you are in the pub, right, in London, called, and it's my pub. You can smoke, you can do what you like. The only thing you can't do is take drugs. You can smoke cannabis if you want, but outside, right? But you cannot take any form of Class A drug in this pub, right? What you can do is have a drink and a laugh. What you can do is say what you like, as long as you don't call me a see you next Tuesday, right? And you're very welcome to speak to my old mucker over there, who is over there at the moment. Let's see if I can do something with that. It's a bit cranky, that, isn't it? It's gone pear-shaped on me. I've cut out my old mucker, haven't I? How I'm going to get him back on here, I don't know. But anyway, there's a picture there of our patron. And you are in the Trump and Dragon, right, in London. Lovely pub. One day, I'm sure that Mr. Trump will walk, President Trump even, will walk in there. Now, what I've got in front of me is Black Sheep Ale, and I'm asking you to tell me what you recommend. Right, so there's a Black Sheep Ale one. Right, so this is real ale. This gets given to me by a journeyman, right? Old Crafty Hen. Now that looks lovely, that one. I don't know why, I've got a funny thing about the hen ones. It's probably because I like hens. Anyone in Scotland will know exactly what that means. And there's another one there, Old Crafty Hen. Right, so let's have a look at that one. That's quite a nice one. And Broadside. Well, that looks a bit ruinous, that one, doesn't it? So I think we'll have a bash at this one first. So we'll put this alcoholic beverage on the floor. Oh, shit. I ain't got nothing to open it up with. Right. Stay there. I ain't got a bottle opener behind the fucking jump. Hang on a minute. I'll tell you what, my teeth ain't as strong as they used to be. I'm sure you all heard that, didn't you? Here, Governor's back in the pub. Behave yourselves. That's it. There you go, people. Right, so we're going to go for a little pour now, shall we? Right, you're all watching this, aren't you? Hold up. What's gone pear-shaped here? It's got a head as big as... I was going to say big steady dragon's head, but that can be taken by two ways. No, not really. Listen, we are in a pub, right? But I'm not going to swear tonight. I'll turn it in. Listen, that is absolutely gone pear-shaped. Look at the head on that, right? I will have Tony and Kaz ringing me up in the morning saying, what is that, what you just poured out in that pub, right? And I'll say it's a Father Christmas one. So just, I can smell that from here. It smells gorgeous. Sea Moon Cask, and I say, good evening, everyone. Paul Mitchell, how you doing, son? Rod Wright, meant to have a head. I used to know someone called Paul Wright. Paul Mitchell, sorry. Went to school with him. He died quite some time ago, very young as well. Really great son. So, Dave Olden, hi Graham, Journeyman, 37, 39, how you doing, son? I am now getting stuck into your gear here, Mick Stott, hi Keck. You're all kicking in there, right? I've had some conversations today, spoke to Paula. She seems to be coping very well, just to let you know. And hopefully at some stage in the future we'll have her in here in the pub as a barmaid, no less. And we'll see if she can be serving you up some beers. We'll also be looking at a number of other different things and different avenues, but all I'm doing at the moment is showing you that we set up all this different stuff in the background, right? And then once we've kicked in with this, I'm really happy with what's going on with Rumble. Rumble I trust, and there's a particular reason why I trust them. It's not necessary that I trust every little bit that they do. Seeing as we're in the pub, what happened to the whiskey you were sending me? I'll tell you what, son. I'll tell you what, I thought of that the other day. It's sitting in my kitchen, and you are being sent it. As soon as I remember to box it up, wrap it up, and send it to you, right? Because they're the little ones, and the absolute gracious, gorgeous, lovely lady who give it to me. I can't drink blended whiskies, right? I'll tell you for why. I'll start fighting. And I don't think it's age related. I think all the way through, if I've ever drunk whiskey, I'll go, look, I'm proper whiskey. I mean, blended whiskies. I'm a lunatic. Single malt whiskies are fine. And I always say this to people: when you drink anything that's blended, meaning a blended form of alcohol, whether it's blended whiskey, blended whatever, blended rums, blended whatever, you're actually mixing your drinks, right? And anyone with any experience of alcohol will tell you that's one of the worst things that you can do, right? But for some reason, any form of scotch or blended whiskies turn me. I don't know why. But you realise from a very early age not to do it. And it's one of the lessons that come with life. It don't happen to everyone, but the people it does affect, you go like, I can't drink that stuff, and you stop drinking it. And I don't drink it. That's it. Not even if it was the last thing in the house. Glasgow blend, Gimp wagon. There you go in there, son. Right. Why is tomorrow demo the same as Dover? I ain't got a clue. Right. What I will say is Dover's a bit of a different subject to the big demonstration that's going on tomorrow. Right. I absolutely support what they're doing in Dover without any doubts whatsoever. Why this was done like that, or why people are not keeping an eye on different demos to work out what should and shouldn't be done. Now, someone sent me today a video, and it was a video of a really upset young lady. Her name is Fiona, and I'm gonna be getting her on the show to do an interview, right? I listened to what she had to say, and I can say this because I don't want anyone to be confused at all between the groups, because they're very similar names, right? Now you have, so you may have all seen Fiona freak out on a video, effing and blinding at someone that turned up at a magistrate's court that was calling her controlled opposition, etc., etc., right? I can tell everyone that Fiona, I absolutely trust. I do not believe that she is controlled opposition. We all make mistakes in doing certain things, and that's how we learn, and that's how we become better at what we do. I believe she is so successful in what she is doing. She is being targeted by others. Now, many years ago, well, not actually that long ago, I built a massive group up called the Dragons. And again, it was all about common law and all about England, etc. We had a number of successful events. A lot of people did absolutely jack shit. And then all of a sudden, when you become a lot of people, and again, a lot of people who watch this show now are the original Dragons. And they could see what was going on as well. People got involved who were nasty, egotistic. I spent 9 months building a group from scratch, from nothing, online and physically, because the people you actually used to come and meet us. 9 months, and I'm not kidding you. On many occasions, I was working 20 hours a day, right? And we had probably 10,000, maybe 20,000 followers, right? A group of other people then decided that they wanted to be the leaders of this group. They had no strategy. They really didn't understand what they was talking about in the background, and that was proved because not only within months of me walking away from them, and it takes a lot to walk away from something that you've built up, that someone else has tried to steal, in effect, because they're lazy. They've got no skill set to do or to build and do what you're doing. Some people just work in the background and don't want any recognition for what they're doing. And I've got to be honest with you, Active Patriot is one of them people, which is why I feel really bad about not being there tomorrow for his demo in Dover, etc. But I'm sure it's going to get coverage, and I will certainly cover it as well when we get back from this area. Now, the next thing to say to you is that Fiona is also one of them people, right? She never intended, nor never wanted, to be at the forefront of anything. She was always willing to promote other people as long as they was telling the truth, right? Now, what we've got is a situation where the Freedom Alliance party, political party, they are 100% not a problem, right? The political party also I have respect for, and again, he's coming on, Jonathan Tilt will be on this show Monday night to talk about the party. Fiona is also confirmed it's not them. And what these people have done at this other group is created this nastiness on Facebook and online. They have created an insignia that looks very similar to the Freedom Alliance Party's insignia, and it gets very confusing who and what and who these people are, right? So I can tell you that anything to do with Fiona, I would put my trust in. Anything to do with the online group, and there was a number of names involved. I'm not going to mention the names involved. One of them people, actually, two of them I've met, and one of them I've met on more than one occasion. Actually, both of them on more than one occasion. And I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that there are a couple of people in the background. I don't like what they're doing. And I'm just going to say to you this. If anyone has seen the video from Fiona on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, but I'm really grateful to the people, more than one, that sent me that, including Victoria, because I did watch it. I also called Fiona because the first 20 minutes at least was quite upsetting, and I can see how distressed she was, even at making that video, right? I've been there. I've seen the stress of that. I've seen the stress of being... It's different for me because I'm a man in some ways. In other words, I've got a cock and bollocks. Right, but, you know, the psychological problems that these people cause, and they are trained in it, people. I'm telling you now. And one of these individuals has had military training in psychology. I believe the person is being deliberately diversive. There's some things that I heard in that video that were very, very disturbing. And all I want to say to people is, and I'm just putting it on record, I 100% trust Fiona, right? So if anyone's seen them videos, if anyone's watched it, again, this isn't about division. It's not about stirring up shit. She said, I'm not going to do another video like this. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm being honest. She's not a politician, which is fantastic. I wish she would stand as a politician. The fact that she isn't a politician, she is highly intelligent. The fact that she does wear her heart on her sleeve, linked with intelligence, and she is prepared to tell people the Foxtrot Oscar when they are blatantly taking the piss, right? That's all I can say. So, again, I see them videos today, and I just want everyone to understand that. So, tomorrow, the event, again, this Facebook group, I believe that's called the Freedom Alliance as well, but it's not the Freedom Alliance Party, the political party. I don't believe it's it's anything to do with any other things. But I just want everyone to know that. I haven't got a clue what that is. Someone is actually sending me. Well, let me have a look and see what it says. All right. That's not what I want to be doing. Let's have a look. Yes, so that's the other bits I'm going to say to you. So, all I'm going to say to you is I do trust her. Now, I actually rung her 20 minutes into it. She was extremely upset. I don't like seeing people upset, and I certainly don't like seeing women. She was crying in frustration. I could see that. And I could see the tension right within her, right? That it is unfair when real true patriots are trying to do everything in their power, and we're already up against the most professional divisionists in the world, and that's the British. And I have no doubt whatsoever that certain people are using their skill sets in the background and their contacts in the background to cause as much problems for her and for the movement as possible. And I want everyone to be aware of that. So that's it. That's all I will say. I did say to her, I've seen the video. I've seen 20 minutes of it. I never watched all of it. Some parts of it I was really shocked about. And I wasn't happy with some of the things that she told us about Dolores Cahill. Again, I would be very, very, very careful of them people. And especially when you make a phone call and successfully get someone sectioned. I want to remind everyone what the IRA are in Ireland, and I'm not suggesting Dolores Cahill is anything to do with the IRA, but what I am saying is Ireland is absolutely swamped with communists, and it's through Sinn Féin and it's through the British, and particularly also the Fabian Society. I want people to remember how dangerous they are, and that the IRA are sworn to a socialist republic. Now, why am I actually saying that to you now? Well, I can tell you now why I'm saying it. Because if you go back and look at history, and you look at the USSR, they had something called a gulag. And the gulag is where they put political opposition. And one way of putting political opposition into the gulag was a doctor would section you and you would go in there. It was like it was a prison, but it was also a political prison and a psychiatric unit all rolled into one. Many people died in the gulag. Some people survived it and wrote books about it. But what I'm actually saying to you, that is a key tactic in communism. That is a key tactic in socialism. That is a key tactic in Marxism. And one of the things that you're going to be seeing in this country is a key tactic. And again, I want people to realise what I'm talking about here. It used to be, for you to be sectioned in this country, you needed, so if it was just for 36 hours, a single doctor on the request of potentially even the family or a police officer could section you. But it had to be fairly obvious that you was going to harm yourself or somewhere else, and they believed that there was a psychiatric reason for doing that, right? If you was to be sectioned for any longer than that, and it can be months, it can even be years, you needed either two psychiatrists or a panel to section you, right? Which means, because they're taking your liberty and you're going into a secure institution, right? And yes, they do. Some of them do exist, right? I can say this to you, that the British government are now saying that they want to remove the restrictions on that, and a single doctor can section you. Now, let's just say this. If you was to stand there and say, and I'm just going to give you a plain example of someone, it is fairly obvious. If you was to stand up and say, we will be standing for liberty and freedom of England, 12 noon, 12:30, meet at Arch at Hyde Park by the Bomber Command War Memorial opposite Green Park. Need at least 10 people to help with the banners. This is in accordance with our Article 1 rights for self-determination of England. Best behaviour from us, as the British police enforcers will be committing a human rights abuse to attack us. Bring your English flags. Be proud to be English. We gave the world the first human rights, Magna Carta 1215. If you was to read something like that out, and the British decided, I'll tell you what, he's becoming, or she's becoming, or they are becoming too much of an influencer online, all of a sudden you'll have a single doctor say, cuckoo, and you're sectioned. And that's exactly what they do. Right, so the next thing is, let me just make sure we're clear about this. Fiona mentioned that story. and she mentioned it online. She spoke about it, right? So I'm going to get Fiona on the show, not to rip into people, but to talk about the movement and what it stands for, right? I'm certainly not going to assist in any of the people that are causing division. We've now got millions of people coming out on the street, and all of a sudden you get these people that want to stand there and lead it, right? They did nothing to create that, right? But then they want to stand in and take it. They're like thieves in the night. But they haven't got any strategies, and they haven't got any communication skills, and they haven't got any of the development skills that you need to be able to bring that to fruition. They haven't got the commitment, right? They're more interested in earning money out of their business and charging people, coming on courses and doing all sorts of things in the background. But what they're doing is actually sidetracking a lot of that and earning money, and a lot of money out of that, and getting paid potentially by the British government for the same thing. So you need to be very, very careful of the people that you get involved with, right? So that said, I'm not on Facebook, so it doesn't bother me. I don't like Facebook. I think Facebook is one of the weapons they're using against us. I will be speaking to Fiona offline about some other things, and potentially some legal elements that I think us and a number of us need to do in the background, especially what's come to light in America with Dr. Shiva, right? And I personally believe that there are things going on in the background with them, where with the 77th Brigade, we are being targeted by the state. I have felt it in a number of ways. I absolutely believe there is something going on. The head's gone down, so I'm going to top this up, yeah? And then I'm going to have a little swig of it. And I'm hoping it's not as warm as my flat is at the moment. So again, I want you all to understand something else, yeah? I'm not here to earn a pound note. The money that comes in to help the channel with all the different things, because it all costs money to keep it working. So even if you paid a £5 a month, right, that really helps, right? Because if you do it as a continuous payment, direct from bank account or direct, or set it up that way, it's all on the website how you can do it all. And then obviously we sell different things as well. That anyone who knows me knows that my lifestyle isn't one that's extravagant. Trust me, right? My front room is a studio, and it's took over this complete place, right? I literally walk away from this studio, walk out there, and that's my bedroom. Walk out there, there's the toilet, and there's the kitchen over there. As you've all found out, when I put the washing machine on by accident, it goes into a spin when the show's on, right? So there are funny elements to it. But what I'm trying to say to you is we all try our best for this movement. That's it. And I just want to say to you, I'm just a normal, everyday geezer, right? I just happen to love my country men and women, and I love the freedoms that were handed to us by our ancestors, and that's why I do what I do. I can see what they're doing, right? Now, the average working man is too busy paying his bills, his taxes, and trying to keep up with what they're doing to destroy him, right? To work it out. But the average working man, if you sat down with a week, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, and I think the lockdown has probably backfired on them in a lot of ways, because there's a lot of working people now that have been shut down, kept at home, and all of a sudden thinking, what the fuck is going on here, right? And all of a sudden, I think it could have a serious backfire on them, where people have now got the time to think what's going on, right? Now, again, I want to express to everyone, I want everyone to understand what I'm saying here. When they tell you to wear a mask, and it is guidance only, right? But when they're telling you to wear a mask, that is a way of them evil bastards seeing for themselves that the propaganda that they have created and designed and pushed out, yeah, on the mainstream media channels is working. because they're physically seeing people walking about with masks on, right? And one of the greatest things, I do actually feel really disappointed about this, was having them English masks that were made up by various people and sent out, because that was more or less saying, as an Englishman, I am listening to your propaganda and complying. When what really you should have been doing was wearing, the mask over your belt or something, and showing that you had an English belt on and you weren't wearing it over there, and go and fuck yourself, basically. That's what should have happened. The demo organisers have just announced on Telegram we need to be at Parliament Square at 1 p.m. Right. Right. So David Wesley. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because there are a number of groups that are sending this out. We're watching. Can we start doing a happy 60th, please? We are. Hang on, hold up. Here, we got a birthday. Here we go. Right, we got a birthday for us. And hopefully that's just come through. When did that come through? Was that now? Yeah, it was. Right, here we go then. So, Dawn. I might as well say your full name. Dawn David. Here we go. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dawn. Happy birthday to you. And when I'm not going to say how old you are, right? But when I was told how old you was, which I thought was a liberty, really, Kevin, I think you ought to give him a bit of a backhander for that, because I didn't think you looked a day over 40. I'm telling you straight, right? So you need to give him a slap for that one. But there you go. So happy birthday. And let's go back and have a look at this other one coming through now. So I just want everyone to understand what's going on now. And also say, hang on a minute. Cheers, Dawn. All right, there you go. There's me real out. And that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Can you see how gorgeous that looks? This is a real pub. We're having a beer. Cool. I'll tell you what I call that. Something hen, right? It's because when you go like you go, Sorry. Right, let's have a look. So here we go, people. Let's have another little chat. I don't want to be talking about that all night, but we will be talking about a few different things. Now, what I am going to do, because you've reminded me, I'm just going to do this as we're talking. Where is... I've just sent a message to someone. So I just want everyone to know that. Let me have a quick look and see who's there. Quentin, how you doing, son? And again, I'm really grateful for your donations. I won't say any more than that. But very, very grateful. And again, don't forget, once we've sorted out a few things, we've got a funeral next week of Pippa. And then after that, got a few things to sort out with the channel, some other bits and pieces, and everything should really kick in. So we've got loads of people there saying happy birthday, Dawn. Thank you for everyone offering little party bits and cakes and everything else there. So I'm really, really happy with that. 2 seconds. Hello. Hello, I am. No, I'm definitely going tomorrow, but I'm meeting a load of people in London. Huh? All right. That's the official one. Okay. Good. Okay. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So that's where they're meeting. Well, then we'll make our way there. There's a number of us meeting, so we're gonna make our way to Parliament Square then for 1 o'clock. Yeah. All right. Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well done. I know you are. Thank you very much, and I will speak to you later. Oh, I always bring nice people. Okay. Bye. Good. Good. Yeah. Okay. Radio. Okay. You'll notice us a lot because we'll have English flags. All right then. Okay. Yeah. 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 Patriots. Pa- yeah, it is. They're American constitutionists. Yeah, they're American constitutionists. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you're with a Texan, tell him what I said. Yeah. Right. Go on then. Is he there? Hello. Hello, my friend. Let me just say this to you. What I tell people about Texas is I tell people if to love Texas is to love England, and to love England is to love Texas. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, well, we did until the British started taking them away, which is why we don't like the Brits. So people in America don't understand the difference between the British and the English, and it's a bit like me saying to you, you're a North American. Well, you're not a North American. You're an American, and not only are you an American, you're a Texan, right? So you get the best of the best because you're a Texan and you're an American, and you're the closest possible thing to an Englishman, except you've got an American accent, which is fine with me. Yeah, 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 an Englishman. So an Englishman is like being in England is like the star state of Texas. The state of Texas can stand on its own. It doesn't need to be in the union with the United States of America. If it wanted to stand on its own, it could, and that's what people have to understand. But if I was to call you a North American, yeah, that could mean you're American or you're a Canadian. It's like calling someone from Europe in Germany a European. Yeah. No, right. So what people don't understand is that the British and the British Parliament and the British Union is a political union between Scotland and England. It is nothing to do with the independent states. That's what it means. It's the same as the USSR, and it's the same as the European Union. And now people have started to understand that the British are the problem. They have been throughout. It was the British that attacked America in 1776. It wasn't the English that did that because the English had been removed by the British in 1706. So when people start to realise, they go, now I get it. And that's why Texas has got the same constitution virtually untouched as England. You could take an English barrister and drop them in Texas, and they could do their job exactly the same. They're the same laws. Yeah, that's exactly right. You've even got magistrates. You've got everything set up as England had it set up, and that's why I say that to people. To love Texas is to love England. Yeah, yeah. Right. So in 1706, 1707, Scotland was bankrupt, right? And it was in the shit. And what they needed to do was to be absorbed by the English into an English parliament because they tried to conquer South America and failed. So the English said, okay, but the Scots and the English people didn't want it to happen, but it happened. And what they created was a political union, no different to the European Union and no different to the USSR. And they are the people that are causing the problems for England and Scotland now. And as soon as no, they're called. So they're the British establishment. Yeah. So the person who is most likely to fight against that, I'll give you an example. The person who absolutely was attacked again by the British establishment was President Trump because he knew and he kept mentioning England, which was winding them up, right? So he knew how to press their buttons, and they knew how dangerous he was. So that's it, really. Are you going to be there tomorrow? Okay, no problem. Well, I'll see you there then, because I've got to shoot now. But thank you very much anyway for the chat. No worries. Bye. Bye. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye. Right. As you are aware, that happens to me all the time. Now, you've just seen just some of the stuff that happens to me, right? So, that is a certain individual who is organising the main thing tomorrow. Now, the actual place that we're going, or the meet-up, the official meet-up is Parliament Square at 1 p.m., right? So let me just see who said it in there. But we're still, I think, going to be meeting where we said we was going to meet. I'll have a chat with a few other people there, right? Now, what I've just been advised to do is where to set my cameras up, etc., which is fantastic. And all I want to say to people There you go. Yeah. So that is the issue that we got there. So let's just have a quick look at what's going on there. David, I think it was David who said it. David, send that back out again, wherever that was going to be the main one. So I'm now back on this channel. I do apologise. So all I've done is just checked with the main organiser, and that was the main organiser I was speaking to, and it is what was said earlier in there. So but what we're going to do is still going to be meeting at 12, where we said, yeah, which is Hyde Park Corner, opposite Green Park. We will make ourselves there. What she's just said is the earlier you get there, the better. So the more English flags we've got moving up and moving into that area, I think they're going to walk round or walk up and down and do some things. Believe it or not, she said that they're expecting somewhere in the region of 2 million people. That's going to be a lot of people. And if that is the case, I am really pleased with that. So the next part of the conversation on the phone, you heard what I was saying, so you probably could have worked out what the questions were. And it was a Texan in London, who said, I don't quite get what this British and English stuff is. And I just explained it to him, and he said, now I get it. Now I understand. And I said, so what you've got to understand where it comes from. So he said, I didn't understand that England technically don't exist then. I said, no. Basically, it's the British that's tried to erase us, and it's the British that are the problem. So we're gonna be looking at that. So I will be speaking to some few other people tonight. I've also got to send some details to some other people that want to know what's going on. So, any questions in the chat at the moment? Quentin, good evening from North Staffordshire. Let's have a look and see if I can see anything else there. Ray Edmonds, John Jordan, JB Wells links. That's only 30 minutes, not with DD. It looks like you have to purchase the audio link. Spent some time looking today. What I will do, so if anyone should be aware, last night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I was on the John B. Wells show in America for a couple of hours. Fantastic. Again, Texas. And I will go on there and do some sort of copy of it and put it on the website if anyone's interested in listening to the show. And again, it's basically John B. Wells. I've been on the show before, asking me certain questions, asking me about the revelations of what's going on in London. He asked me about the Black Lives Matter lady getting shot in the head and what happened there, and said so it wasn't a white person, it was black on black. I explained to him about what Operation Trident is, which is basically a black on black police unit that investigates black on black crimes in London. You know, and they say that they're not given any. You know, they're the ones who are being targeted. I also explained that the lady Sasha Johnson wanted to. She went to Oxford University. She had a great start in life. She's dressed up in a uniform with Black Lives Matter in London. I believe she's been brainwashed into communism. You know, all of her life, and ended up in Oxford, which is no surprise. That situation has happened. She got shot in the back of the head at a party, an all-black party, I may add, in Peckham, I believe it was. And she is now fighting for her life. I haven't heard any more updates on her condition, but I can tell you, if you get shot in the back of the head, you don't normally come out of it too well. I'm surprised that she's alive. She was also wanting to enslave white people. And she also used to suggest on a number of occasions, etc., that stop and searches were targeting black people, were racist and unfair of the authorities, and considering the majority of the stabbings and knifings and shootings in London, especially in the Peckham area, etc., are black on black, and that these people are being stopped and searched, right, if there's under any form of suspicion of carrying a weapon, but they're carrying a weapon in order to commit a crime 9 out of 10 times, which is a big difference. So if you got, in my belief is you got the right to keep and bear arms. It's what you're carrying it for. Yeah. If your intent is to rob someone, if your intent is to murder someone, and it's obvious that is your intent of carrying a weapon and not for self-defense, there is a big difference in that. Anyway, let me just say that the first individual, from my understanding, that was captured was a 17-year-old. He was captured on a stop and search in or around the Peckham area. From that arrest, they managed to arrest 3 others in another house. Looked like some form of safe house where they was captured with a load of drugs. There was then a high-speed chase, and they caught another guy. So they've now got 5 people in custody for attempted murder. Obviously, that all changes if she dies. But to let you know, all of the things that she bleated about, hating white people, wanting to enslave white people, her having the best start in life, and if you go back to the Creto conspiracy of 1820, one of them was a black geezer who was educated to degree level in Edinburgh, was a mathematician, and he was one of the ones who conspired against the English, and was hung for it. So, again, what can I say other than, that is the situation. That's the straight situation as far as I can see. And one of the assailants was first picked up, slightly ironic, I believe, but was picked up by a stop and search. What can you say? So the very things that she was complaining about, and the people dealing now with the attempted murder, are Operation Trident, which is black on black. It wasn't a white man or group of white people that walked into a black party and started shooting up everyone. It was a group of black individuals that then shot in the head the leader of Black Lives Matter. Or actually shot her in the back of the head. So just to let you know. So hopefully everyone understands what we're doing. So we'll be going or heading to Parliament Square tomorrow. But we will be meeting Hyde Park Corner. This is where us lot, so the English flags, unless you want to, so if you know where you're going, you can go there. If you see our English flags and you see us, then head for us. But Hyde Park Corner, opposite Green Park, is where we'll be going and meeting at 12 noon. Literally by the Bomber Command Memorial. Just to let you know. That's it, I'm having a beer. God, blimey. Right. Danny Clark. What if it was the deep state who bumped her off? It could have been the deep state. It could have been anyone. I don't see why would the deep state bump her off, and I don't mean that just in a light conversation with everyone. It could be them. I've got to be honest with you. I wouldn't trust anyone or anything, and especially in this arena. Bobby Moore, God send this woman back as English. God send this woman back. This woman back as English. Bobby Moore, thanks for that. Marie, I'll hang my English flag tomorrow here in North Wales. Brian Garrity, better late than never. Cheers. Let me have a look here. Kevin Robert Frazier, Keck, Wrangle. We're used to being censored, so no worries. Politicians comment, no doubt. Anybody filming tomorrow? Well, I'll be filming, and I'm mainly going with me filming gear, right? So, again, I will be standing up for the English and what we stand for. There's my English credentials there. And if anyone wants to try and rip us a new one, we are also relying on our Article 1 rights of the International Convention. And both of those conventions, there's 2 of them, Article 1 says that the British state should promote and respect our right to self-determination, not use the British state as a weapon against us. In other words, John Dawson, please post a link to the John B. Wells as soon as you can. I watched it live, and I am sure many patriots will enjoy it. John Jordan, thank you for that. Just asking you a question. What did you think of it? The show. I really enjoyed being on with John B. Wells. I absolutely respect him as a patriot and as a Texan, and Brendy, his wife, coming from South Africa and telling the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth about what is actually going on in South Africa. So there's plenty there. There's a lot of flags. There's a lot of false flags going about. Yeah, I know. And John spread all around Facebook groups, Gambling and your spot. Then I realised no DD and hence a mass delete. Laugh at her. But part 2 is removed and locked on caravan2midnight.com. Yeah, I will try and copy that and send it out to people. England till I die. Tear the English are rising. Mark Busby, do you have a date for Bately and Spen? I believe there is a date for Bately and Spen. Someone else put it in the chat the other night. But if you do a normal standard Google search, you should find that out. Let me just do it while I'm here. Bately and Spen. And then we'll start to see when this is. So, Bately and Spen is constituting the House of Commons UK Parliament, blah, blah, blah. County population, tells you how many people are there. When was the last one? Don't say anything in there at the moment, but I'm not sure what date the election was, but I'm sure it was, I thought, 16 hours ago, ex-Labour Jill Gay joins Bately and Spen. Oh, God blimey, now you're going to work. Ex-Labour MP George Galloway joins Bately and Spen by-election race. Let's have a quick look here. There ain't no further information on that, really. Register free. I'll do it later. Let's see what the date is. Facing a tough battle. After the party's defeat to the Tories in the recent Hartlepool by-election, Labour had been regarded as facing a tough battle to hold Bately and Spen when voters go to the polls on 1st of July. So it's 1st of July is the actual poll date. So I'll go back into there. Dave Holden, thanks very much. And I've put that in there. It's the 1st of July. Right, so if anyone wants to know when that is or what that is, it's the 1st of July. But somehow, between now and then, we've got to get a little posse together and start getting this organised, etc. I know that the English Democrats have sent out an email asking for, funds for leaflets and do whatever and see if they can get 2 lots of stuff out. It will be an interesting election, I must say, right? Now, if I was everyone out there at the moment, George Galloway is now running there. We need to get the English name there and understand exactly what England is talking about. And I would like to see our leaflets being distributed out there, hand to hand, literally going through letterbox so people understand what it is. And I'm talking about the ones that we have designed as the people. They're generic, so they don't actually mention a candidate, etc. I don't think there's an issue with that, but people will, and I couldn't speak to Robin about it. Hang on a minute. DD, can you play the Fiona video you told us about at the beginning of the show, and can you give us all a blue spanner? Why would I want to give everybody a blue spanner? The toolbox is empty of spanners. It's not that. There ain't enough people on the channel. When you say if you got to 3,000 subscribers, then you can add some more blues. Because otherwise it just like you're all blue spanners. Let me just have a look at something here. I'm not sure if I have actually got Yeah, I'm looking at it. Go receive information from my bank. Right, let me see if I can find this information. I'm trying to think how I could show you this video. Because I haven't got a Facebook account. See, on my phone, meaning my iPhone, it allows me to play it. The only other thing I could do is if someone had it, and I doubt if Victoria's watching, but if she sent it to me on WhatsApp, I might be able to play it through WhatsApp and people could see it on here. But it was an hour-long video, so I wouldn't be able to show it on here. But I could probably tell you what the video link was. If anyone's on Facebook, they can go and find it. That might be the better way of doing it. Let me see if I can actually bring it up on here. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to see this properly, to be honest. And even if I showed you it on here now like that, yeah. That's the lady, by the way. Now it looks like she's in my pub. And you won't be able to hear what she's saying properly.
To join. God, I'm actually nervous. I'm never nervous. Doing a live. Hi, guys. God, I am actually nervous. Which isn't like me. Hi, Helen. And I don't want to cry either.
Her name's Fiona, basically. I'm not sure whether a real name or another name is used on Facebook, but her name's Fiona. She's really clever. She's good at her job, and she can create 2 million people being in a place, and she can create the speakers that need to speak in that place. I don't think she's particularly. I think she's British. Is the answer. But she's really good at what she does. And one way she'll probably, she's a bit younger. It might be too late by the time she learns, but I don't think she understands the difference between English and British. Just to let you know. So, that is it. I was actually going to open up the phone lines. I don't know if anyone wants to call in or not. I haven't got my hearing aids in. Might help if I put them in. Let me have a look. Let's see what happens. And it won't be a massive long call in, probably 3 or 4 calls. So try and be as quick as you can. But what I'm going to do is throw this up here. I don't even know whether this is going to be sounding good, bad or ugly. What I am going to do is put it up there. So there's the first number, which is the English number. Phone in Durham, England, 0191 308 5708. That is the Durham number, England, 0191 308 5708. And I can't see any calls coming in at the moment. The next one to ring, if you're in the United States of America, you can call us on 806 576 0625. That just happens to be the most conservative area, because I investigated it to get the number, in Texas. USA, Texas, 806 576 0625. And the last one, but not least, Canberra, Australia, 12 6100 6100 at 4127. So 12 Canberra, Australia, 12 6100 4127. Right, so they're the 3 numbers. I'm now going to go back to that in a sec. So I don't know if anyone's going to be trying to ring. If you do try and ring, I can tell you it's live on another screen next to me, and I've never put it on that screen before, so you may not even be able to use it like that. It'd be the first time I've ever tried it. So, there we go. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Graham. How you doing, mate? It's Old English White.
Old English White, how you doing, son? Let me just ask the audience, while you're there, because my hearing aid is popping out the thing, can you hear the caller? Just ask me, just give me a 5v5. If you can give me a countdown, Old English White.
Sound check, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Can everyone hear that? Tell me if you can hear the caller loud enough. There you are, 5v5.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I just got a quick question for you, mate. And obviously the ruling from the European Court of Human Rights the other day.
Yeah.
If you were going to use that as case law to fight a case here in the English courts, or the British courts as they are,
Yeah.
how do you think they're going to receive that? Do you think they're going to take any notice of it, or do you think they're just going to sweep that aside?
Well, so the first thing is there is already a court case in the High Court for the same thing.
Right.
But it's not being brought by individuals. What I'm thinking about at the moment, and I know that this has happened to me, and it certainly happened to Robin. As far as I know, Robin's done nothing about it. As far as I know, right? And that is that I have been taken down on a number of platforms, including Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, etc., etc., etc. So,
Yeah.
in relation to what all I speak about, I think people should understand that is what I would describe as an Article 1 of the Convention rights that we've got, that we're signed up to, in the fact that if it looks like, so if we ask, and there's various ways of getting the information, it's whether or not they produce the information, that they're not being very candid, or they're not using candour and being honest about things. But from what I've seen of a lot of this stemming from Twitter London as well, I believe that individuals that have been affected by this would stand a good chance with their article and human rights and using, obviously, tort law, of proving that they are being discriminated against because they're English and they're standing up for English self-determination, which I believe 100% we are. I believe we're being interfered with. And lots of people have said to me, yeah, but the English Democrats have never got anywhere. Well, if you start to prove the British establishment, as soon as they get anyone who starts to get a voice, they are actually being oppressed and suppressed by the British establishment, professionally by the security services in the background, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
So the answer is, I think as individuals, we can do something. Yeah. There is already a major case in the High Court as we speak.
Okay.
And that's
be interesting to see how that pans out then.
Yeah, and that has been, whether it was, I don't know why it was put on hold, but that's a major case. So we'll go back and look at my notes and find out who it was. I think it was Liberty International who brought that in the High Court, and it was to do with mass surveillance.
Right, so that's going to affect these COVID passports then, because from what I understand, it's not just about your health status anymore. It's about all your medical status, all your medical records, your criminal records. Everything's going to be on there. So surely that would be outlawed immediately.
Well, no, it wouldn't. And that is why I'm saying to people, you need a digital bill of rights. You don't need to touch our current constitution. You just need to enforce it, and the British are never going, and the British are never going to enforce it, right? So you need to remove the British, and to get your rights back. If this was under an English Parliament, and under our statutory constitutional laws and the common law and customs of England, you would never have seen the lockdowns, the false vaccinations, the propaganda, the monopolisation of the media in the way that they have done it in this country. So that's the most important thing for people to remember. You need a digital bill of rights. I've spoke about it before. The detail of the digital bill of rights is to be worked out, because you have to try and future-proof it to a large extent, and it's not difficult to envision what could be possible in the future, including, for example, your holographic image. And if people don't know what that means, it means I could be sitting here now talking to you, but I could be sitting in your front room next to you on the sofa. And what I'm doing is transporting my holographic image digitally. It would come down, versus a piece of equipment, and my image and me would be sitting there as if it was me sitting next to you on the sofa, right? So that's the type of futuristic things that we're talking about. And I've got to be honest with you, that's not that far into the future that I'm talking about. They're already looking at holographic images. And if you like, again, a lot of people laugh when you talk about Star Trek, but everything in Star Trek was scientifically possible. We didn't have the capability to do what they were saying then. But if you look at, I don't know, if you go back to the 1960s and programs like, I think it was called 1999 or Space 1999, where they had a base on the moon, for example, and they'd walk up to a door and it'd open in front of you and go zip, and then you walk in, it goes zip and shut behind you. All of that technology, when they made that film, wasn't physically available. The sensors weren't made, the different elements weren't made, and then within 10, 20 years. You was walking up to a supermarket door and the doors were opening automatically in front of you. So
that's right, yeah.
Everything that I'm talking about is in reality, but because of the way that they're digitising everything now, you're right in what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. It is dangerous for the state to hold all this information on you about your criminal record. Even now, for example. And it never happened in the past. If you stole something when you 30 years ago or 40 years ago, it would never been brought up against you. But now it is, and it's digitised. The information is there. Your fingerprints, your DNA now is being taken when you're arrested, and it has been for some time. Even if you get found guilty, you are the one who has to request for, if your DNA is taken, you have to request for your DNA to be removed from the database and be destroyed. So there's so many things that are not in your favour, and they are digitising your persona, whether it is your retina. People don't realise this, for example. When you have a digitised image, and everyone should understand what I'm talking about when I say it. If anyone's been through the new passport controls at airports or the ports, and you put so when you send off your digitised photograph and it comes back and you sign it to say that's a good image of you, there's a reason why it has to be absolutely square on, no glasses, or absolutely as you are, right?
Yeah.
Because that image is put onto a database, and when you come through the port, your passport is put there. It scans. It knows who you are, your face, and then the scanner in front of you scans your face, and it knows that you are that person. And that's about the digital image of your face. Your face belongs to you. It doesn't belong to the state, right? But the state are using your face. They are using, the distance between your eyes and your nose, for example, is one of the markers which is should be copyrighted to you. And all of them things in the future are of great value to the state. The problem is the state will find ways of creating value with that, and when they do, it won't be in your interests.
No, that's right. Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so all of that is valid. But yeah, I agree with you. There's too much digitisation with us having no control over it whatsoever.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd prompt you and get your thoughts on that. But I do hope you're right about the Star Trek thing, because I wouldn't mind the latest generation phaser with stun mode. That would be quite cool.
Well, I can tell you now, things like that already exist in the military.
Yeah, I bet they do. And talking of guns, just changing the subject slightly, I was looking at English Shooting's channel again the other day. I posted a video up entitled, Will We Ever Get Our Handguns Back? And I thought, well, that might be worth a look. But here he is just rattling on about how great the British system is, right? So I weren't on there more than a few minutes, but I was in the chat and they were going on about the Constitution, and someone was saying the Constitution's not in the, doesn't exist anymore. Another one saying it's been superseded, and another one saying it's not good law anymore. And I just called them all clowns and fucked about it. I couldn't be dealing with it, mate. But this is what you're up against, though. There's so many people out there that are just aren't getting it at the moment.
Right, so I've watched a previous video where that geezer you're talking about was nearly in tears because he had made videos talking about the right to bear arms, talking about the right to bear arms and the fact that he had a firearms licence, and then the police contacting him and telling him that they and I think they actually did revoke his licence and took his... Yeah, and they took his licence, and it was because he was talking about the right to keep and bear arms. This is a difference between real patriots and people who stand up for the law, and people that can be coerced by the state because they really want a handgun, and they have now, because of the licensing of that, which shouldn't be licensed, anyone with an English passport, that is your firearms licence.
Yeah.
So, again, people don't realise that you're being lied to and brainwashed by the media, and especially the socialists. Before every genocide, they disarm the population. That has always been the case. And what you're seeing now is an attack on the right to keep and bear arms in the United States of America. You're seeing it happen before your eyes. You've been warned... And Canada and New Zealand. They've took all their guns in New Zealand. They've took the guns in Australia, and people need to understand they've got to stand up and take that back right. And what they don't realise, there are other countries in the world, and I'm giving you a good example here, which is Switzerland, where over 50% of the population are not only armed, their firearms are supplied by the state. They've got the lowest crime rate in the world, right? More guns means less crime. You get a more respectful society. The only issue you've got now at the moment is because they've took God out of this society, they need to put it back. You need to have respect for life, pro-life. People take their guns back and you will see a different world. And it won't be mass shootings. And if there is a shooter, yeah, that person is committing a criminal offence, and you, as a citizen of this country, if you are carrying, have the right to pull your firearm, aim, pull the trigger. That's your right to take that guy out or that woman out.
In defence of yourself and others.
Exactly that. And that's what people don't realise. And the more people carry guns, the less likely you are to get shot. And if in London, I'm giving you an example, they have created, the British have deliberately created ghettos, filled them up with what I would describe as undesirables with low IQs, irrelevant of the colour, to be fair. We're talking about literally dumbing down the population, removing the population from God, taking out the family unit, all Marxist. Every element of that is Marxist. And I think people are seeing that now.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Well, listen, I'm not going to hold up the airways for too much longer. I'll let somebody else have a chance at phoning in and having a chat. But just let everybody know in the chat there that the next week's on me, as usual.
Okay.
And, I'll speak to you soon, Greg.
Thank you. Be lucky.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go. And that's the person who reminded me I've got to send him some scotch. I've got sitting in there. The little bottles of scotch, that's all it is. And for some reason, my green screen keeps going green. They are trying to disarm the US for the vax and the technocratists. Yeah. And like I say, there's a lot of things that people don't realise that's going on at the moment. So just let me just have a brief conversation about that one on one. Oh, fuck me. I don't know who this is. Hello? Hello? Someone's just got through to me and then thought, oh, I got through to him, I'm going to put the phone down because I got through to him. Let's have a look. Stuart McDonald. I'm happy people are waking up. God bless DD. Let me tell you something, the more people that do wake up, the better. What's going on here? Good evening.
Hello, is that Buddy Gavin?
It is.
Nice one. I've been watching you for a few months now. I was just wondering how I can explain, to my friends the difference between the British and the English. Just getting on point.
So how can you explain the British and the English? I get asked this all the time, and I think I will ask the audience to send me in emails how they would describe it. But I'm going to tell you how I would describe the difference between the British and the English. The British are a political union, right? So if you understood what the European Union was, if people described themselves as European, they were describing themselves as the European Union, which is an artificial state and political organisation is. The same as the USSR. To call yourself a Soviet, right? Let me just whiz that down. To call yourself a Soviet is what that you used to do in the USSR. But in reality, you could have come from Russia, you could have come from Belarus, you could have come from wherever. I don't know why that is ringing again. I'll have to come back on there. Hopefully, you can all hear me. So the answer is the British political system and the merging of the two parliaments was a political merger. It wasn't. We didn't merge the two countries. There was already a monarchical union in 1603. So the monarchies had been merged, and they shared a monarchy in 1603. So it was nothing to do with the monarchy. The two states were kept separate. The two judicial systems are completely separate. So the countries are separate, right? But it is the British establishment and the political elite that own it. So if you think about the European Union and you describe yourself as an EU citizen, that is the same as calling yourself British.
Okay.
What you should be saying is, I'm English, I'm Irish, I'm Welsh, I'm Scottish, and you should be proud of the country that you come from. I don't care. I mean, go on.
I consider myself English at the end of the day. I mean, I've got forebears from Wales, I've got forebears from Ireland, but England's my country. At the end of the day.
No, that's exactly.
I mean, even if I was like an athlete and I went to the Olympics, I'll be an individual Olympic athlete and I'll carry an English flag.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just see that Union Jack. I see that as a bit of a chore, and it's sad that people have been brainwashed and thought have died under that, and I feel like under force. But most of my friends.
All right then. I will
like
speak to you later. Thank you very much.
Okay, mate. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Right, let me kill it. Right, I've now took it off the line. Right, and the reason I've took it off the line is it looks like there's still a serious problem with that. So what I'm going to do now, can't hear the callers. That's really annoying, isn't it? There's loads of people. Cool, blimey. Don't frighten the life out of me.
See, people know that I've taken. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm upset. I've been fine.
Oh, I can't get that off now.
People know
This
that
happened
I've
to
taken
me
a bit of a
before.
break. I decided to take a bit of a.
Hang on! Bosh. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to have to stop the... Where is it? For some reason, this keeps coming up and working now, and it shouldn't do. Right, hang on a minute. What am I doing wrong? I've tried to get it off there. Hang on, let's get rid of it. There we go. Right, let's took that off.
Step back to
Shut up.
kind of reevaluate my position, or as I see it. Anyway.
What is the matter with his phone?
I don't even know why I'm upset.
Right, I've just killed the phone. I'll have to restart it. Everything's gone pear-shaped. I don't know why, but when I try and run them videos and they run within there, it won't go off again. How long are people staying up till tomorrow for the Freedom Rally? How long are people staying till tomorrow for the Freedom Rally? I don't know what that means. Oh, she's back last night. What we need here is some frog magic. I am going to try and find out what it is that's causing the problem with that. And I think what I may have to do is find a way of putting that in there. Oh, well done, that geezer. Let me tell you something. You are a fucking supermod. You know that. That's why they call you supermod. Let me just see if I can... Right, so everyone's asked for this video. Put a link in chat. I have put a link in chat. Well done, that man. I can call to see if it's the line or the callers. I think it's to do with Wirecast, because when I use when I use Skype on its own, it's all right. So it's definitely the Wirecast that's causing the problem. Right, now I've just switched my phone off. I'm going to put it back on again. While I'm doing that, I'm going to switch to this area. So I understand that you've now all got this video, right? So there it is on Facebook. I haven't got a Facebook account, but I was still allowed to watch that for some strange reason. It's an hour. The first 20 minutes at least is very distressing. But she starts to talk about things and tell people what's been going on in the background. But she stresses there's a number of different groups, but there was a certain group that are in some way vying for some sort of vying for some sort of I don't know how I'll explain it, but Gooner Mum, there you go. It's out there. You've got that information. Once my phone comes back in again, what I'll do is ring Winkle and see if we can do this a different way. It's probably one of the better ways of doing it, to be honest with you. Let me have a look. I could do it like this on... Oh, that's 99%, right? Let's see if this is any better. I am now going to ring... No, I won't. Okay. So, we're going to put that information out to everyone. And we're live on there. So, don't forget tomorrow. Go for what you need to go for. Won't touch Facebook here. We call it Fuck. No, I agree. I was actually going to say, I can try something slightly different if you want. Let me try something different. And that is, let's see if I can do this. This is a bit odd, and it's a very odd way of doing it. But this is where you have to try and think on your feet a little bit. Is this working? And is it on there? No, it ain't on there. So I can't think of my feet, and I can't do something very odd. I'm looking for it, but it's not there. No. Right, that's it. So all I'm going to say is, don't forget to be there tomorrow. As many people as possible. I'm going to give out these to the first 100 people that ask me for them, right? And you must be English till you die. You must be English in your heart. If you're any way and anything and you believe you're British, then you shouldn't be asking for one of these, because you're actually supporting the people that created the laws that are locking you down and taking away your freedoms, right? That's it. I'm always in and out of Facebook jail. There's others who have practically moved into. So I just want everyone to understand that, right? So I am grateful for all the assistance I've been getting out there. I'm very, very. I'm very, very grateful for you contacting me. And I will see you all there tomorrow. I've no doubt there'll be lots of people there. I'm really pleased about that. I'm not very happy with what's going on in the background with some other forms of Patriot. So I explained to you earlier what happened to me. I built up a massive group and people moved in and thought, you know, they didn't have the skill sets to build up that type of group. I believe Fiona has. I do believe she is an honest person. I do believe she's hardworking. She's very skilled at speaking to people. She has business development skills, and anyone who wants to remove that from the movement are doing it for their own means, not for the good of the country. And when I talk about the good of the country, I mean England. That's it. So I'm going to say love you and leave you. I'll be up early tomorrow. And I will be round to pick up Brett, and I'll be seeing some others and catching up with everyone. So we'll be meeting up there. One way or the other, I will be, I would say, Westminster Tube Station and in and around that area. Just look for the English flags, and if you see a big load of them and our banners, you'll know it's us. But we are meeting at that place, Hyde Corner. It's already in the thing. I ain't got to say it again. What I am going to do is have a quick look and see if this other one is still working. It is, and it's good because it means my live shows are going to stay up. Touch wood, you should start seeing them staying up there. We've got a live chat on there as well, which I didn't realise we had on Rumble. So again, published May 28th. That information's there. That should go down well in America eventually when they start realising this channel is for them. I've got some other things coming in. I've got some emails coming in. Funny enough, it's very odd. I've just been sent that, so I need to look at that as well. And I'll be seeing you shortly. So be lucky. Don't forget what I believe in. The Constitution is the solution. We need to take back England. It is our human right under the conventions that the British signed up to respect England's right and the Englishman's right to self-determination of his nation. So I expect a good turnout tomorrow, and I hope to see lots and lots of people. That's it. I am off. Good night. God bless to everyone. I am very grateful for the support of this channel. I will be live streaming tomorrow, and I will be filming tomorrow and showing as much as I possibly can to people. That's it. I'm off. Tiddly poo.